Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer.
But who is he?
Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer.
And who is he?
Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer.
And what he do?
And he's gonna react to all the self-snitching.
Hi, this is Bruce Rivers. Welcome to another fun-filled episode of Criminal Lawyer Reacts. Bruce Rivers here, board-certified criminal defense lawyer, coming to you with my pearl handle pistol cufflinks granted to me by none other than our content genius, Michael Rivers, who's behind the camera as we speak. And if you see me ever look up, I'm looking at his eyes because am I screwing this up or am I doing it right? So that's, but he's just an amazing guy, and this is a father-son operation, and we're having a blast doing it. And check out this tie. This tie was given to me by one of our fans, Bryce, or Giorgio Romani. What do you think? I love it when we have fans that, first of all, I like gifts. Everybody likes gifts. But this is just so sweet. And I got the nicest letter, and we put that in one of our videos before. Can't tell you, Bryce, thank you very much. Okay, so we are reacting today. Donald Trump has sued Michael Cohen in a Florida district federal court. Now, before we get to this is brought to you by eSign.com. eSign.com has been our sponsor now for a while, and we just love them, absolutely love them. And what is eSign.com? Well, let's just say you're sitting in your beautiful estate in Florida, and you're fuming over your former lawyer because you just hate the son of a bitch, and you really have to sue the crap out of him. But you don't want to go out because, if you go out, the sun is going to make you more orange than you already are. So what do? You call your lawyer, and he signs a document over to you. What does that mean? You download the app, you get 3 free signatures a month, you get the retainer agreement, you just click, you sign the document, and now you've got your retainer already signed. I use it all the time. It is easy to remotely do business with eSign. If it's not eSign, no one signs. If somebody can't come to the office, I use it all the time. So eSign.com. It doesn't have to just be like a retainer agreement. Sometimes time is of the essence when it comes to business. And if you need to get something done quickly, you can eSign a document so easily. It makes remote business much easier. All right. So we're reacting. So that Donald Trump filed a 32-page complaint alleging all kinds of stuff for Michael Cohen. We've been waiting for this, right? I mean, he was going to do this. Everybody knew he was going to do this. Just a matter of when. Funny, really funny how he does this after he's indicted in New York. Why do you think he does this after he's indicted in New York? It's strategic, right? It kind of makes sense because if you sue Michael Cohen, you are able to then depose him, so to speak. And if you're able to depose him, you can, because let's just talk about what a criminal case is for a second. Criminal case is the state basically is suing or charging somebody with a crime. Okay? So it's state versus, in this case, Donald Trump. When you don't have the ability to go question witnesses in a criminal case. I mean, you can have your investigator go talk to somebody, but if they're represented by a lawyer, you can't talk to them. But if you sue them, if I sue them, I can get them in a deposition chair, and I can ask them all kinds of questions. That's kind of what it seems like that he's doing. So let's kind of break down what the complaint talks about. One of the first things on page 6 of the complaint, they talk about the defendant's personal and professional downfall. They talk about the FBI executed a warrant on defendant's home and all this other stuff. One of the major problems that they're going to have with this lawsuit is that he was acting on behalf of Donald Trump. They talk about breaching a fiduciary duty. Now, a lawyer has a duty to his client to not disclose secrets, right? But a lawyer can't be a party to a crime. And what did Michael Cohen do? I mean, he got convicted of, among other things, crimes for acting on behalf of Donald Trump. And now Donald Trump is being charged with things that are surrounding those same crimes. So those crimes, number one, are not protected by attorney-client privilege, especially if you're participating in them. Number two, you don't have a fiduciary obligation to continue the secrecy of crimes that you help commit. And what do I mean by that? So, like, let's say Joe Blow comes into my office and he tells me, look, I killed the Pope, or I killed Steve Bashakis, whatever. I killed so-and-so. And then he and I talk, and I represent him for a little while, but all of a sudden it doesn't work out, and then he goes someplace else, and he hires another lawyer. Well, he's told me some information, right? So if he told me that he killed somebody, can I call the district attorney or the prosecutor and say, look, he admitted to me that he killed him? No, I can't. Because I am that's protected by privilege. You disclose to your lawyer just about anything. You can't disclose that you're about to go commit a crime. Michael's my client, and he comes to me and says, I'm going to go shoot somebody. Not only do you not have to keep that quiet, you probably have an affirmative duty to report it. When he talks about disclosing secrets, breaching your fiduciary duty, because you do have a continuing duty even if you're not representing somebody. However, you don't have a fiduciary duty to continue to keep secret crimes that you engaged in. So let's just go through some of the bullet points. So the defendant's continuing fiduciary obligations to plaintiff, it lists those out. The defendant's duties under the confidentiality agreement. Now, Michael Cohen, I'm sure, like everybody else in Trump's orbit, can I tell you something? I don't have anybody sign a confidentiality agreement. Under the confidentiality agreement, they're claiming that Michael Cohen disclosed personal and about the family life of Trump and a whole bunch of other things. They're complaining in their complaint that he seeks profit and notoriety by disparaging plaintiff through books, podcasts, and other public statements. So the first claim that they have is a breach of fiduciary duty. The second claim is a breach of contract. And that's the NDA, the non-disclosure agreement. And the third cause of action, breach of the implied covenant, good faith and fair dealing. And the fourth is unjust enrichment. And the fifth is conversion. Well, let's take you know what conversion is? Conversion is theft. By his own account, lied about the amount of money he was owed in reimbursement for an expense he made on plaintiff's behalf, instead loading up and sneakily upping his bonus in order to counter-screw plaintiff. Defendant admits that cost of the expenditure was $13,000, but he lied and represented that the expenditure was $50,000. Such statement was false, and defendant made the statement knowingly. My guess is that at the end of the day, so that's kind of the crux of what they're asking for. Cohen is represented by Lanny Davis, who is actually one of Clinton's lawyers. He's asking for $500 million in damages. Number one, there will be no deposition of Michael Cohen before the criminal trial starts. Number one. Number two, this, you're talking about the confidentiality of the agreements and all that kind of stuff. Have you ever seen anybody that's more out there than Trump in terms of what they disclose? I mean, he has no filter. He has absolutely no filter. But anything that was criminal in nature can't be protected by an agreement and can't be protected by privilege. And those are going to be the two things that are going to be the downfall for this complaint. Notwithstanding the fact that Trump has already disclosed a bunch of this stuff. But what is the biggest takeaway from the complaint? He's going to have to admit that he told Michael Cohen all this stuff in confidence. All this stuff about the catch and kill, about the whole scheme to do everything. This is really stupid because Trump could put himself in a position where he's going to have to be deposed by this. Any criminal lawyer would look at this and say, don't do that. I would tell my client, but he's a scorched earth guy, and if he doesn't like the answer from one lawyer, fuck you, you're gone. He'll go to the next lawyer. So it'll be interesting to see where this goes. We'll follow this, but it's just like, and when you think about it, he's got so much shit out there. I mean, he should have been a lawyer himself because he spends so much time in court. But next week he starts the defamation trial. You got the New York case. You've got the $250 million Letitia James fraud case against the organization, and that goes to trial in October. Then you got Jack Smith. And one of the things I want to tell you about Jack Smith is he's already preemptively gone to court to enforce subpoenas. Mike Pence said he's not going to fight his subpoena. He did initially, but he's not going to appeal the judge's ruling because everything is valid. And keep this in mind. One of the things that Smith supposedly has been focusing on is the maps. Trump kept these secret maps, top secret maps, and he's showing them to people. Well, at the point that he's no longer president, he doesn't have the authority to hang on to those. And if he's showing them to somebody else, this is a violation of the Espionage Act. It's a 10-year felony. And rumor has it that that's what they're focusing on now is who he showed those maps to. That's going to be a super easy thing to prove. So, and then you've got Fani Willis down in Fulton County, Georgia. Among other things. I mean, he's got other lawsuits out there as well. So he's got probably about half a dozen or more. He's got, probably 4 or 5 criminal things going on. He's got, probably half a dozen or more civil things going on, if not more than that. I just don't know how you do it. I don't know how you wake up every day and not just be so stressed out. This has just been a reaction to Donald Trump suing Michael Cohen. We'll keep an eye out on that, and we'll keep an eye on all the other lawsuits and criminal cases that are on their way. This is Bruce Rivers, board-certified criminal defense lawyer. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter. Sign up for Patreon, and we'll see you next time here on Criminal Lawyer Reacts.
Bruce Rivers just broke down your case. He know all the charges that you about to face. You ain't coming home till 2058. That self-snitching gon' get you put away. Bruce Rivers just broke down your case. He know all the charges that you about to face. You ain't coming home till 2058. That self-snitching gon' get you put away. 23-hour lockdown, please just let my God.